Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Scott Schultz, and I'm the Director of Industry and Innovation for the Northwest Wisconsin Workforce Investment Board. And today we're going to do a quick program on small business retooling, how to create and sell on Amazon.
Changes in the economic landscape due to COVID-19 and increased competition among small businesses have shaped the landscape of small businesses across many sectors. Because of this, many small businesses have been forced to close down temporarily due to being considered non-essential. This has caused a change of approach and change of operations for many small businesses, with the need to still bring in revenue and still interact with their customer bases. Many ways of those approaches have been Facebook and Facebook Live events for small businesses, and now the focus is on the future and where those small businesses can go to continue to grow.
What changes can be made in a relatively condensed time period and offer long-term benefits? Creating a Seller Central account on Amazon is a quick alternative to the norm that small businesses can really take advantage of. And they can reach a far greater and broader spectrum of clients and customers by utilizing Amazon than they would just through online sales, maybe through Facebook or Facebook Live that they might be doing at this time. Reaching out on Amazon is also going to be a permanent fixture for small businesses that choose to go that route, and something that once COVID-19 has relieved itself will still be there. And so once the pandemic has ended and businesses have opened back up for business and they're seeing their customers come back and revenue changing there will also be the opportunity to generate revenue through the Seller Central account. So businesses will have the opportunity to bring in revenue streams from both their physical building and through online sales if they can choose to continue that. Next, we'll talk about a few key points to keep in mind when you're signing up for your Seller Central account with Amazon. Make sure that your information adds up. Amazon will ask for a considerable amount of information, and they ask for it a few times. And so keep your information straight and keep it as simple as you can, because when you're going through the signing up process, you want to make sure that you don't have to go back and change things, and you want to make it as easy as possible for Amazon to approve the account. During quarter four, Amazon is more strict about the accounts that they have and accounts signing up because quarter four is their largest revenue generating quarter. They want to make sure that everything is on the straight and narrow when that quarter begins, especially. They may ask for additional information, and that could be anything from driver's license numbers to passport information, again, because they want to verify you are who you say you are, and they want to make sure that there's no issues as far as business location and where products are being shipped to. You do not need a business to get started, and you don't need to be in the United States. Amazon, again, does ask for a lot of information. And on this, I want to point out that they may ask for a heating or lighting bill. If your place of business is a residence, they may ask for something like that to verify that that's the address, or they might ask for a credit statement to prove that the business is at the location, something like that. And lastly, to start making sales. So for step one, when you go to Amazon.com, is to go to accounts and lists and then scroll down. And if you look on the screen, it's circled start a selling account. In step two, you'll be brought to this page where we start selling, or the start selling button at least. And right there, it says right below it, $39.99 a month plus additional selling fees. And now you'll pay the additional fees later based off of what your sales are. But initially, the $39.99 a month is the money that goes to your professional account with Amazon. And initially, you'll pay that $39.99 a month, but once you begin selling, that money will come off the top from the sales through Amazon. So your card may only be charged one time for that. Next, personal buying versus business email address. I highly recommend having a business email address as opposed to your personal buying account for your Seller Central account. And the reason behind that is when Amazon is looking at your account for approval. They don't want to see your personal email address. And though you might get it approved, you're also going to have a lot of cross sales and cross purchases if you're using the same one for both. And so, just to clean it up and to give Amazon less to worry about as far as a new startup coming in there, it's easier just to have a business email address. It's going to clean everything up and far less for you and Amazon to worry about. On the next page, they're going to ask for location and business type. And why is that important? First, for business location, they want to know where you are, because where you ship, which is on the next slide over, will determine a lot of where you're going for your business. But they want to know if you're a state-owned business, publicly listed, privately owned, or none, is just an individual. And why that matters is because they're looking at size and what's going to be distributed. Because on the next slide, we'll find out about manufacturing versus individual resale and third-party selling. So for here, we're on the next 5 slides are all the nuts and bolts of the account. And so they're going to ask for your personal information, your country of citizenship, country of birth, your address. And then if you look at the bottom, I'm sorry, but it got cut off there at the end there. It says receive PIN through SMS or a call. And then you'll put in your phone number for them to either send you a message or a call. And when you receive that, you'll type in the 6-digit code from Amazon, which will then send you to the next page, which is here for the marketplaces. And they give 3 options here of North America, Japan, and Europe. And you'll still pay the monthly fee of $39.99 a month, but there's a major push in Amazon to start selling more in Europe and Japan. And so they give those as options. If you're only interested in selling in North America, then that is an option, but there is the push otherwise to push to Japan and Europe. So there is options for where you're selling. Credit card information. For this, it's a standard credit card information, but I do recommend a business credit card or debit card account versus your personal one, for the simple reason that it'll make your accountant's life much, much easier when it comes to tax season. If it's all business related and it's all purchases, credits, and debits on a business credit card or debit card number, then when your accountant is going through it, they're going to be able to have a lot easier time deciphering what's personal and what is not. Whereas if it is your personal account, then you have a lot of cross purchases and cross debits that should not exist if you're using it correctly. On our next slide, we're going to talk about store information. On here in the top box, they're going to ask for a store name. And once you come up with your name, type that into the box, and then Amazon will tell you if that store name is available or not. The first question then they ask is, do you have universal product codes, UPCs, for all of your products? You will have to answer yes, because Amazon does require UPCs for all products sold on the website. However, if you don't have a universal product code listing, you can obtain one online. And then the next question, are you the manufacturer or brand owner or agent or representative of the brand for any of the products that you want to sell on Amazon? This question, you can either answer yes, no, or some of them. If you are a reseller, then you will not be the brand owner or the manufacturer. If you create bat houses in a shop in your workshop at home and have a UPC that you've obtained, then you are the manufacturer and the brand owner. And so you would hit yes. And if you do both, then you would hit some of them. On the next step, they're going to ask for more personal information. On here, on the top line identity information, I have passport on there right away, but you can change that to a few different things. There are driver's license, for example, and you can put in your driver's license number. And then they also ask for business address and your first name, last name, and a few other pieces of information. And that brings us to the end of the presentation today. On this slide, you will find my contact information. If you have any questions about starting a Seller Central account with Amazon, please reach out to me at any time, and I will be glad to help in any way that I can. Have a great day.